here. Thank you so much for joining. What a wonderful job you did on Tuesday introducing. As also, thank you for last Saturday. That was powerful. I really enjoy it. Pastor Collins, good morning, dear. How you doing? Mr. Dale Ranson, thank you so much. Mr. Freddie Sherman, good morning. Oh, look at Sensational's glasses. You kind of like wearing those. Okay, I like those. Mr. Tim Carrar, good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining in. Miss Eileen in San Diego, there she is. Let's see if we can get her to smile on this beautiful Thursday, Christmas Eve. Thank you so much. Mr. Julian Lewis, sir, thank you so much for all you do. Can't wait to hear you next week or two, sir. Thank you so much. Corey in Fresno, California, good morning. Miss Marie, I like that rojo, that red. Good morning. How you doing? Miss Belinda Batiste, good morning. Miss Zoe Duffy, man, I wish I had hair like that. You look so nicely. Thank you. Mr. Payon in Japan, and let's go all the way over to Mr. Ismail across the way. Thank you so much, all of you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Vernell, thank you so much. Mr. Christopher, Chris McDowell, good morning, sir. Thank you so much. Miss Pat Robinson in Oakland. Jordan Say in Nashville, good morning. Miss Caroline Baker, good morning. Miss Gail Wiggins, good morning. Oh, Miss Castro, it's good morning. Oh, shoot, you're going to be able to put on a nicer shirt. I'm just joking. Mr. McGowan, good morning. Thank you for the heart. Miss Christina Blitz, good morning. Hey, T. Hayes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Anna Inez in Texas, good morning, dear. Mitch, good morning. My God, look who else got out here. Mr. Marvin Carter, Regional Director, good morning. Mr. Sam Foster, down there in Dallas with TDJX Ministries and putting about 5 or 6 apps in this month. Congratulations, sir. Mr. Bill Bailey, I think you got a lot out of that Wednesday call. Mr. Chris King, Regional Director, thank you so much. Our retired fire captain, I love it. Miss Rose Guerrero. Wow, good morning to all you regional directors out there. Mr. Ken Hayes, good morning. Al Randolph in Oakland. Hey, Mr. Winston Herbert, good morning, sir, to you as well. Celia in Woodland, California. Dee Dee Sanders, good seeing you. Well, I don't actually see, but I know you're there, dear. Hope, good morning for Hope. Hope stands for HOPE, helping other people excel. Thank you so much. Mr. Brian Baker in Las Vegas, Nevada. Good morning, Miss Walker. Good seeing you, dear, as always on the call. Harlan Gaston, good morning. I think that'll wrap it up for us. We're going to get started right now. This young man he doesn't need a real introduction, but we got to always do it right, don't we? That's right. He hails in the Southern California area. He's such a great leader. And I always talk about he's a go-to to one of the co-founders to do trainings and what have you. He is just a down-home guy. He breaks it down real methodical. It's like having a one-on-one fireside chat and just sit in his backyard and just talk to us or at his office. And sometime on Happy Hour Friday, he brings his red stripe with him and really get into it. And I like that about Dean Tarrolly. Without further ado, one of the superstars, one of my favorite trainers is Mr. Dean Tarrolly. He's out of Southern California. So can we give him a welcome on a Christmas Eve to the great and the one and only Mr. Dean Tarrolly, Regional Vice President Platinum.
Mr. Thomas, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
I am coming actually to my office here, so bear with me while I swap internet Wi-Fi connection. Hold on one second, you guys. I'm going to freeze for a second. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, we back?
Yes, sir.
Right on. So, you guys, let's start where we always start and let you know how I feel about Mr. T, as I call him in private conversations. You guys, as I'm hearing Al say all your names and getting ready for our time together this morning. This is not normal. Okay. Let's talk about this for a quick second. A leader that has been doing this at such a high level for so long doesn't need to do stuff like this. And it's just so revealing to me of the kind of person that you have as your senior vice president. And I'm going to talk about, from the second he starts this call and he starts ripping off people's names. Like, it's so revealing that someone is so consistent in their willingness to support. Now, I've had some very direct conversations with you guys, and some things that I may have said may have been, you know, I don't know, a little rough around the edges. You know, I've told you guys in the past, I said, look, and I've said this, if it's not you, Al will find someone else. Let me tell you something that's great about our business. Okay. I'm going to tell you something that's great about this business. Everyone's replaceable. Everyone's replaceable. Does he want to replace you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is not my message. The message is not that Al wants to replace anybody on this call or anybody on his team, but he understands in business, everybody's replaceable, right? So you know what's so great about that? Is it brings out the best in people, because Al knows, as a senior vice president who's achieved these positions, he now inside has an obligation and a desire to want to give back. And that's innate in a leader. You want to give back. So what does he do? Provides an environment where people can win. Every single morning at 9 o'clock, he has a different leader, somebody that he has a relationship with, doing a training for his team. And by the way, anybody that wants to plug in. That's the great thing about, you know, the leaders in our company. And Mr. Thomas is a perfect example of that. What's good for one is good for all. But understand, I want you guys to think about this for a second. I want you to think about leadership. Would you want Mr. Thomas to hold your business back, waiting for someone who wasn't willing to do what you're doing? This is an important question. Would you want Mr. Thomas putting your business on hold or taking your business out of the carpool lane and putting it in traffic, waiting for someone else who's not as committed as you are? Thank you, Julian. The person, maybe the person closest to regional vice president. The answer to that question is absolutely categorically not. In fact, you might say, please, Mr. Thomas, please push me. Don't wait for them. Please push me. Well, guess who people look for? Guess who leaders look for? People who say that. Guess who people look for? People look for people that want to run. Will we walk with you? Absolutely. But don't expect a leader to slow their run to go on your walk. Do not expect a leader to slow their run to go on your walk. Will they walk with you? Absolutely. When they're done running. Right. Somebody's blowing our phone up, wanting to do this well. Somebody's blowing our phone up, wanting to advance their business. Somebody's blowing our phone up, wanting the teaching and the training. Mr. Thomas, or any leader, or you, if you're the leader, you're doing your business a disservice by making your runner walk, by making your runner wait. You know, somebody on this call who I've become, you know, pretty good friends with, who I think is a runner, I think she's a runner, is Natasha. Like, first of all, let me tell you something about Natasha. In my experience, I never hear anything negative. Now, she's had challenges and she's come to me. She's come to me privately at an event like Lake Tahoe or some other conversations. Mr. Thomas, other leaders, they seek answers and they seek knowledge to make their business run smoother. But I'll tell you something I don't think I've ever heard from her is a complaint. Well, that's indicative of somebody that you want to run with. You know who I don't hear complain, Mr. Thomas? And by the way, with a team as big as his, could he have things to complain about? Absolutely. Right? Write this down before you guys. I got some stuff for you today. I hope these last 2 weeks that we're together, this week and next week, will help kind of put 2020 in perspective and get us set up for 2021, all of us together. So I want you to write this down. If by the way, you guys, for the record, you know how I feel about taking notes. Like, if you're committing this thing to memory, you know what? Let me just say this. Mr. Thomas, can I just say it? Can I just say it? Okay, cool. You guys, if you're not taking notes on these calls, whether it's me or someone else, I'm letting you know you don't get it. You don't get it. Now, look, please, if you're driving, I think it's great that you're on the call. Please keep your eye on the road. I'd rather you were listening than nothing at all. But if you have the opportunity to take notes, please don't commit this thing to memory, please. You guys know my deal about this. We can't remember the grocery list. How are you going to remember a leadership training? Okay, cool. So, and I want you guys to have a resource. I want you to have resources to go back so you can teach and train your teams. Okay, cool. Now, that being said, let me give you one thing about leadership, and then I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys a video, and I'm going to hope it's going to come through, but it's something that I actually really, really, really like. And it's something that I've listened to, and it's something that I've played at leadership. So let me just tell you guys this. Leaders, never, okay, please write this down. Leaders never show worry, doubt, fear, or anger. Leaders never show worry, doubt, fear, or anger. I have a guy. I have to see if he's on. I thought I saw his name. Hold on one second. I'm going to give you guys a quick, hang on one hot second. I have a gentleman on my team. I put out a text to some people that I wanted to invite on this call. I have a gentleman on my team who's our newest regional director. His name is Diego Garcia, and he's on the call, doing a phenomenal job. Busy, runs a construction company in Ventura, runs the Montalvo Little League, has a couple boys that require a lot of his attention. That's his exact words, actually. You get to know him better. He'll tell you more. He's pretty much an open book, great guy. But I'm going to tell you something. Family man, husband, construction business, runs the Little League, kids that take a lot of his time. And he's the lead singer in a Led Zeppelin tribute band. Dude's busy. Yeah, somebody just said, oh my God, dude's busy. There was a window of time when he was getting started in the business where his ACN train could have gone like this, and he's done and gone. Had some challenges, had some things. By the way, that's normal life. Ask him one day, if you ever get the privilege of getting to know him, ask him one day about any of the challenges in construction. Like you'd still be in that conversation. And he realized, you guys get this. He realized that this business is no different than that there's real life things and there's real things that happen. And then it became, how do you deal with it? It's no longer that there's issues. Leaders are problem solvers. Leaders never show worry, doubt, fear, or anger. What good does that do? Now, I did not say, folks, get this clear. I did not say leaders don't have worry, doubt, fear, or anger. I didn't say that. We're human beings. By the way, Mr. Thomas, for one thing or another in his life, guaranteed, because I know him, we're good friends, has worry, doubt, fear, or anger of something. But he deals with it, has a resource, you know, for lack of a better way to say it, an upline to go to, or a confidant, or a circle to go to, because you can't keep it in. You'll spontaneously combust. So you get it out and you move on. You get it out and you move on. So what does that mean for you guys? For Catherine, Akiko, Daryl, Tim, Eileen, Marie, Zoe, Ishmael, Natasha, Bill, Chris, Claudine, Julian, Bonnie, Louis, Belinda, Magley, Jabare, Mr. McGowan, Dave, Caroline, Celia, all the people who have their cameras on that I just read off. Let me tell you something. What does that mean? Corey, here's what it means. You got to get it out. I want you to get it out, but I don't want you to keep it. I want it to be educational for you. Oh man, you know what? I had this issue before. I blew my stack. It's happening again. That's not going to happen again. I'm going to remember what they said. Leaders never show worry, doubt, fear, or anger. It's just a thing. Like, it's just a thing. So the reason I brought Diego up, I'm really happy he's on the call. The reason I brought this up, I'm happy all of you are on the call, but the reason I brought this up is how great for you guys to be able to hear the example of someone who could have gone this way, but because they took responsibility, because they took personal inventory of how they were reacting to a situation, he went this way, became a regional director in a year, despite all of the things and with all of the responsibilities of life. By the way, let me tell you what that means to me, and maybe this will mean the same thing to you. It's not that there's anything special about Diego Garcia. What it means is he made a decision to treat this professionally. That's all it means. He made a decision to treat this professionally. He made a decision to act like a professional. But it's so easy not to do that here. Why? Because this is like the wild, wild west. There's no office. There's not a boss or a manager looking over you. There's not somebody watching how you act and behave. As you guys ascend, now I want you to hear what I'm saying. As you guys ascend, right? You go up in this organization. Let me tell you what happens to you. Okay. I'm going to tell you what happens. Wow, you guys, I got so much stuff inside. Okay. Here's what's going to happen for you. Okay. Here's what's going to happen. As you all go from executive team leader through regional director to regional vice president, and one day, all of us, myself included, I want to get to Mr. Thomas's position. When you are a leader in this organization, you are in a fishbowl, and that fishbowl gets bigger and clearer with each position you hit, right? It gets bigger and clearer with each position you hit. So what does that mean? People are watching you. Someone quit your team, how you react. Right. Thank you, Mr. McGowan. Exactly. Exactly. Someone joins your team, they quit. And they're looking to see how you react. Someone joins your team, they hit your position. Someone joins your team and there's issues. Someone joins your team and they start doing their own thing. So like you're in a fishbowl. So you got to make sure that you have your A game. What do I mean by that? Leaders never show what? Worry, doubt, fear, or anger. It serves you no good purpose. It serves you no good purpose. I didn't say that you're not going to have those things. I just said that you didn't show those things. And by the way, I don't mean being a robot. Your downline comes to you and they go, this happened, that happened. And you look at them and go like this. I do not show worry, doubt, fear, or anger. Do not worry about it. Everything will be okay. That's not what I mean. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. No problem. Tell me what happened. Let me sort this out. Tell me what happened so I can run this by my regional vice president, my regional director, my senior vice president. And here's the message as a leader. We got your back. We got your back. We'll figure it out. You guys, you know what people on your team don't want? I'm going to tell you right now. All right. I'm going to tell you right now. You know what people on your team don't want? They don't want to feel like they are alone. They don't want to feel like they're doing this alone. It is not my responsibility. It is your responsibility to build that relationship and let someone know that you are with them, good, bad, up, down, right, wrong, left, right. It does not matter. It does not matter. And I know this for a fact because Mr. Thomas would not be in this industry over 2 decades later if he was not there for people. Because you know why? If he wasn't there for people, people would leave. And if people would leave, you wouldn't be on this call, right? Like this is how it works. So I want to share something with you guys. By the way, is this making sense so far or not too much? Big time? Okay, cool. Thanks, Louis. Awesome. All right, cool.
A lot of sense, sir. A lot of sense.
Excellent. So now here we go. I'm going to show you guys something. Now, look, Zoom is interesting because sometimes the videos come through a little choppy and sometimes they come through really smooth. So I just want you guys to settle in and listen to this. And if you've seen this before, I'm asking you to put your eyes on it. Give yourself a fresh set of eyes on this because there's some of you on this call that, are like me. You're a little older, or like we like to say, you're a little more seasoned. And sometimes, and by the way, for those of you who are younger on the call, you have access to people that are older. They're in their 50s. They're like me. Now, just a little side note about me. I'm 55, but I act like I'm 12. So I'm really about 28, 30. So just relax. Anyway, point is this. I want to play this for you guys because there's a world of people out there that need to hear from you. And I want to be crystal clear about this. I listen to this pretty frequently, and I think it's awesome. It's from a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk. He goes by Gary V. A lot of you know him, some of you don't. Doesn't matter. He took his father's liquor business from 3 million in annual revenue to well over 40 million. And he became this kind of a, I don't want to say a motivational speaker, because that's not really how I look at the guy. He's just kind of a business philosopher, and he's got a really interesting way and a really interesting take on the world and how to advance all of our lives, our businesses, and whatever it is that we're doing. And I want you guys to watch this and just see if you get out of this what I got out of it. I think it's awesome. So I hope you guys have your speakers on. I hope if you are driving, I hope you can pull over so you can actually watch this and listen to this. But let me go ahead and bring this up. And, Mr. Thomas, you'll have to give me a thumbs up. I really hope that this comes through. I think it will. Let me do this. I play this at almost every leadership that I go to, and or that I'm asked to speak at. That's how good I think it is. So here's your visual cup of coffee. So hang tight, and here we go.
Reverse engineered. I just knew that people would want to watch it. And that's what I also think is going to happen here. Basically, I want this film to give you the audacity to actually go out and do it. You're 52 years old, and it's not being talked about enough that, hey, man, hey, gal, it's not over. If you want it so bad, if it's in you, maybe it's not time to take up golf or, pack it in. Maybe it's time to actually triple down and really focus on your 7 p.m. to 2 in the morning. There's so many people that truly are good entrepreneurs or have entrepreneurial DNA, but they just weren't lucky enough to be born during an era that seemed practical. It's hard for somebody who's for 30 years gone a certain blueprint to understand that this is that realistic, and they feel like it's a young man's sport, and it's just not. It's just not. It's, if you've got the right DNA and you're a 72-year-old female, you have just as good of a bat as a 27-year-old dude. But you've been trained and story told to and positioned and lived in a 50-year matter that doesn't feel like this thing in here is a practical way to build that, but it is. Entrepreneurship is not predicated on taking away from your family. Entrepreneurship is from taking away from everything else. So stop making excuses. Oh, these millennial kids are so entitled. Oh, these kids didn't have to work as hard as we did. Nobody cares if you're 40, 70, 90, alien, female, male, minority. The market will accept your victories if you're good enough to have a victory. And I believe more than ever that if you're a 49-year-old housewife with 2 kids, because of this phone, you've got more opportunities to create something for yourselves. Please, my friends, do not allow just the 18 and 14 and 22-year-olds to grab at this pie that is so available to all of us, regardless of our age. We're going to live longer. The opportunity is real. The 58-year-old right now that's watching this, you're going to live another 40 years. 40 years of being able to do something you love is a big deal. Start putting in the work. Start recognizing this isn't just a young person's game. Start representing the people that actually put in the work, the gray hairs, that context, that knowledge. Start deploying that. Educate yourself on the new world. Yes, you didn't grow up with Instagram. You didn't grow up driving, and you learned that. Stop making excuses. Start getting educated in the actual world and start opening up the opportunities. In my true opinion, you are actually more likely to be successful in building a company at 45, 50 today than the 18-year-olds that are coming out because there's a naivete, a lack of experience. You have experience. You have experience. That's a real thing. Cool. Youth and excitement is great. You have actual business experience. There's a plenty amount of talent. And there's a ton of fire and bravado. And there's a confidence. There's a confidence that youth provides. The difference between me and so many of you is I've put in the goddamn work to learn where people's attention now is, and I'm deploying myself through there. Many of you have drawn a line in the sand and say, I'm not downloading Snapchat. I'm not downloading Instagram. And that, my friends, is going to allow you to lose. This video is made for one reason. I want it to be the calling card, the seed of the explosion of the 40 to 80-year-old entrepreneur in our society. The fire I see in the eyes of a 19, 20, 25-year-old that feels that they're entitled to this. And then on the flip side, the diminishing just a little bit of ashes with a little smoke left of that same entrepreneur when they were 22 at 46, when practicality and family dynamics and the history and the market tearing down and the lack of that same opportunity has just dwindled down to a moment where they don't believe that they've got that shot. And I'm here to tell you, you absolutely do. I mean, there are absolutely a ton of entrepreneurs that started their companies in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s when it was difficult to do such a thing. Sidney Frank, who created Grey Goose, didn't invent his big thing until in the 70s. And so I'm desperate. I'm desperate to give you the springboard to say, you know what? Instead of watching House of Cards seasons, instead of trying to, go to ball games or things of that nature, I do have 7 p.m. till 2 in the morning, Monday through Friday. Heck, for a lot of you, the kids are out of the house. I mean, let's get into practicality for the late 40s, 50s, 60-year-olds that are watching this right now. The kids are out of the house. Like, yeah, you could pick up golf, or you could finally start that candle company because you put pretty pictures of candles on Instagram and it happens. Learn the craft. Figure out the opportunity at hand, go attack it. You only live once. When you're 90 to 100 years old and you're regretting that you never built this business and you let this era pass, this moment where there's so much entrepreneurial upside, you'll regret it, and regret is the worst. I mean, that's what it is. At least the way I see it. Like, I got home at midnight last night. And every fucking night. Like, it's just real. Like, I don't have to. So, I don't know. I think there's a real opportunity to inspire a generation that so deserves it. Like, I almost feel like that's being 40. I feel like I'm caught right in the middle. Like, I have so much empathy I recognize how insane I had to be to like, I mean, you can't even imagine how not practical being an entrepreneur was when I was your guys, like when I was half your age, like in school, like a 15-year-old now in school that's getting D's, but is like selling shit on the internet. Everyone's like, oh, there's you're the next Mark Zuckerberg. Mine was like, you're the next piece of shit. Like it's so insanely different. And so I have a lot of empathy for people that I don't know if they recognize how real it is.
Cool. So I hope that you heard that. I hope that something made sense. Did that make sense? Cool. So couple things from that video. Hopefully you guys see why I watch it. Let me tell you. Half the reason why you guys are not in a position that you want to be. Mr. Thomas, permission to take the gloves off? Thank you, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Give it to him, a nice Christmas present. Christmas.
All right, hang on one second.
Give him the Christmas present now.
All right, cool. Here goes. Half the reason that you guys are not in the position that you want to be, I'm telling you right now, half the reason, in my opinion, that you're not in the position you want to be is you haven't learned the craft. You have not. You have not learned the few basic things that we do in this business. Piquing someone's interest properly, not sending a blast freaking text. Learning how to present the business. Learning how to promote. You guys, and I've trained these things on this call for months now. Months. How to properly promote. An event isn't an event. An event is the people that are at the event. It's what they're going to get. It's who you got to meet. It's who you got to meet. Dude, you got to hit executive team leader. You got to hear Mr. Al Thomas. What's he going to talk about? Dude, by the way, whatever he talks about, And then you guys want to understand it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You can't become an undercover senior vice president. That will not happen. Can you be an undercover ETL? Definitely. Someone joins your team, you got a few services, someone joins your team, they start kicking ass, you're good. You'll be an ETL. You can be an undercover ETL. And I'm going to tell you this as well. There's even some undercover RDs. There are. Look at Julian's nodding his head. There are undercover RDs. What do I mean by that? There's some RDs that they've just chosen not really to learn this thing. They've chosen not to really learn the craft, but they happen to have someone in 3 separate teams and they have 600 customer points and they're an RD. They're an RD doing 0 or 1 rep a month. You know, by the way, if that's what someone wants out of ACN, good for you. By the way, I will be the first one to congratulate you. But you guys, you can't talk to me. And most importantly, you can't talk to Al. And the most important person, you cannot talk to yourself about wanting to make this thing happen and not addressing these things. That you cannot. And I, as someone who Mr. Thomas has trusted to speak with you guys, cannot allow myself to teach and train you guys and not let you know that. Can you do this? Absolutely. Absolutely. Claudine, Corey, Akiko, all of you can. All of you can do this. It's just a choice. So number one, you got to make sure that you learn the craft, right? Here's another thing that he said. Here's another thing that Gary said. You know, the gray hairs, the experience, the context, the knowledge, all those things. It is not over. In fact, this is just starting. And for those of you who are younger, please don't prejudge people that are a little older than you. There's a lot of people out there with so much left to give, so willing to learn, and they just need to hear from you. You just need to be the person to ask them if they're open to look. You found something. You know, I was talking to a couple of my leaders yesterday and I said, look, here's some language that you could use. I'm working on a business project for 2021 and I'm putting together a team. So now here's the other thing that he talked about in that video. Your 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. See, some of you, I think what happens in ACN is you're treating ACN, you're putting ACN on the clock. I mean, for God's sake, you guys, the reason we do ACN is not to be on the clock. Isn't that the case? We do this to not have to be on the clock. What does that mean? That means when you're done with your work, when you're done with your job, when you're done with your business, when you're done doing what it is that you're doing, building in your working world, what's your 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. look like? I can tell you what most of them looks like. Home, Netflix, chill, dinner, relax. I'm exhausted, man. I got to get work the next day. Like, I got to relax. Really? Really? Here's the thing. Here's what I'll tell you. If that is in fact the case, being very direct with you guys, if that is in fact the case, here's what you should expect to change. Okay? Here's what you should expect to change. You ready? Nothing. Because you're already in your routine. Just don't expect anything to change. And that's great. You know why? Because when your expectations start to come down, now you can't blame ACN. I'm telling you, right? Like I'm telling you. Here's another thing that I think part-time professionals do in ACN. They take little windows of time during their day, and they do productive things. Well, you guys, what do we really do? We get customers and we pique people's interest. Give me a break. You can find little windows of time. You know, one of the guys on my team who's on this call, his name is Chris Sampson. I saw him on there earlier. And here's what I told him. Back in the day, he used to tell me, he'd be like, Dean, you don't understand. I go to work and I go home the same way, da-da-da. Guess what I told him? I said, change your route home. Stop someplace else. By the way, when the world was open, here's what I told him. I said, stop at a hotel bar. Now, I didn't tell him to stop at a hotel bar to go drink booze. I said, stop at a hotel bar, grab a soda, pull out your laptop, watch part of a ball game. Guess who comes to a hotel bar? People. Guess what you can do? Start a conversation. How's the easiest way to do that? Hey, where are you from? I'm from Houston, Texas. Unbelievable. Why? I'm expanding a business there. You're kidding. What kind of business are you in? And now you've piqued someone's interest. You guys understand the point of this conversation that I'm having with you here at the end of the year. You know, I have my notes here, and one of the things in preparing for today is it's so good, I think, is Greg Provenzano at a leadership in Charlotte. Here's what he said. And I fear that this is where a lot of people are. Here's what he said. He said, it is time to be fishers of men, not keepers of the aquarium. It's time to be fishers of men and not keepers of the aquarium. And so many people are keeping their ACN business how they know it. I've got this many points. I got this many people. Some points left. Some points came in. All that kind of stuff. That's keeping the aquarium. Become fishers of men. You guys, would you agree that we have a pretty attractive opportunity? Work from home, which people need to do. Part-time plan B on the side, residual income on a necessity service with more support than you could ever utilize. Well, guess what? With all of that in place, now it's on you. And guess what most people don't want? Responsibility. They don't want to take responsibility, personal accountability for their actions. And guess what they end up doing? They end up coming up with every reason. And here's a big word. Watch this, you guys. In fact, everybody stop writing. I want you to hear this word. Like everybody stop writing. Focus on me for a second. The word that people come up with is justification. They justify why they can't be on the call, why they can't do the presentation, why they can't get the customer. They justify. Your bullshit, your stuff is so messed up that you can't do the basic things that you set out to do. You're buying your own story, and it's no good. It's no good. You can't do that. Now, hang on. Let me take that back. Rewind. You can do it if you don't want this thing to go big. You can do it all you want. You can fool. Look, you guys, you can fool Al. You can fool me. You can even fool yourself. But you know who you cannot fool? You cannot fool the reports. You cannot. It's not possible. I'm doing so much. Really? 0 reps this month, 0 reps last month, 0 reps the month before, 0 reps the month before. There's only 2 things that cause that. Let me tell you. Julian's laughing. There's only 2 things that cause that. Let me tell you what causes that. Okay? There's 2 things. A lack of skill or a lack of effort. That's it. And everybody on this call has enough skill to pique someone's interest, to put them in front of Julian, Natasha, Al, or any Diego, any of the other. I'm sorry if I'm missing any of the TC or TCs, funny, RDs or higher. But my point is, everybody can do that. The number one responsibility of an ACN independent business owner is to find other leaders. Are you doing that? See, here's the thing, you guys. I don't care. Listen to me. I don't care if you don't find other leaders. I only care if you're not trying. I don't care if you get promoted to RD this year or next year. I mean, I do, but I don't. What I care about is that you're trying. What I care about is that you're taking personal responsibility. What I care is that you're doing the things that Mr. Thomas teaches and trains from the heart about how to get better at this thing so you have a chance to win big here. Now, let me also say this, a caveat to this entire conversation. Okay? I respect the fact that you guys are participating in this business, that you're participating in this team, that you're participating in these calls. I respect it more than you know. And maybe in your life, what you want out of this is this. Let me tell you something. You win. If what you want is to be part of an organization where you can personally develop, learn some skills, do some things, whether you ever make $1 in ACN, and that is a win for you, I will be the first one to hug on you, celebrate you, congratulate you, because you got out of this what you want. Okay? Now, the second group of people is who a lot of this is directed at, because you've already won. If that's you, you've already won. I would say it, and I believe Mr. Thomas would say it as well. I believe he would. Because you got out of this what you signed up for, to be a part of an organization and learn and have every single day at 9 a.m. Now, there's a second group. The group of you that literally says, I want to be a regional director. I want to be a regional vice president. One day, and I have to hold myself accountable, I want to be a senior vice president. You know what? It is about piquing people's interest and learning how to do this professionally. And if you're not, you guys, if you're not living up to what it is that you've set out to do, I've got great news for you. I got great news for you. If you're not living up to what you said, what you set out to do, I've got really good news for you. Some of you are like, dude, he does not need any more coffee. Here's my good news for you. You have a week in 2020 to get your shit straight. You've got a week to get your shit straight. You've got a week. A week. Do you know how much can happen in a week? Do you know how many people you can talk to? I'm just going to hang tight and kind of wait till the new year. This has been a crazy year. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you let a $500 bonus go by the wayside? By the way, if that's the way you're thinking, it is all about you. And this may not be the right business for you. If this is all about, if that's the way you're thinking, how about giving somebody else the chance to be able to earn that bonus? How about giving somebody else the chance to get positioned before the end of the year? How about giving somebody else a chance to be a part of an organization like this? How about giving somebody else a chance to have a vision going into the new year? Why would you save that until after the new year? Like, you guys, look, every day that goes by, we have one less day. You already know that. Why would we wait? Doesn't make any sense to me. Not to me. Efren Tejada is one of my mentors. And one of the things that he says all the time, here's what he says: leaders live in the future. Leaders live in the future. Why not start that today? Like, why not? I'll challenge you guys. How about this? I just want you to think about this. I want you to think about what would happen by our New Year's Eve call a week from today. If everyone on this call got one new rep this week, one. Oh man, you don't understand. It's Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day, and it's Boxing Day, and then everybody's got to take shit back, and this is a crazy week. Yes. We signed 2 reps up last night. Ishmael Arredondo signed one up. He's on this call. Christmas Eve, Ishmael signs up a new rep. We signed up a new rep out of this group I'm working with. We have an up-and-coming leader out of Utah. Signed him up yesterday. What's their excuse? They don't have one. They wanted to do it. Anyway, you guys. Man, but you want to talk about just having a conversation about, look, this isn't about me. This is about you guys, right? This is about you guys. This is about you getting out of this and doing whatever it is that you want. People operate to the degree that they believe. Your belief is going to be impacted by certain things. Your belief is going to be impacted by belief in the company, your You're going to perform to the degree that you believe in the services. You're going to perform to the degree that you believe in the leadership in Mr. Thomas, Julian, the others. You're going to believe, most importantly, you're going to believe to the degree that you embrace your reason why you signed up in this. I mean, you guys, can you just make 2020 for all of us? And I'll talk more about this next week. 2020 could be really great for you guys. 2020 could be really great. 2020 could be the year that you transformed. 2020 could be the year that you made could be decision year. 2020 could be the year that you drew the line in the sand. 2020 could be the year that you look back 10 years from now and go, oh my God, that pandemic, those leadership calls we had at the end of the year, that's when I made my decision that I am going to win. I'm going to serve people and I'm going to win. And the people that want to run with me, great. The people that don't want to, great. But they're not, by the way, from now on, they're not going to see my front side. They're only seeing my backside because I'm running. I'm running to regional director. I'm running to regional vice president. I'm running to senior vice president. I'm running to whatever it is that I'm running to that extra $400 to $500 a month, which changes my family's circumstances. I'm running to get out of debt. I'm running to get the car paid off. I'm running, whatever that is. You're on the track. You found the vehicle. You got the shoes. You got the coach. So then what's up? It's just a decision. George Zalke always said, you know, the talker talks and the doer does. The talker talks and the doer does. So be a doer. Be a doer. You're going to another one of those meetings. Yep. You're listening to another Zoom. Yep. So you guys can tell I had a little bit on my mind. I hope that is helpful. Let me just tell you guys this. Christmas, man, like Christmas. How lucky that we all get to be together on this. How lucky that we all get to work together, go through this thing together. How lucky. Do you know how many people, listen, and I have to remember this. So as much as I'm telling this to you, I'm saying it to me, I'm saying it to Al. Do you know how many people, listen to me. Do you realize in the world, the length of the line of people that would trade spots with you? And I just think sometimes that needs to be acknowledged. But being grateful for where we are and thankful and having empathy for those who aren't, that should not stop you from having a vision of advancing yourself and your business and your lives to where you want to go. Okay. You can be sympathetic and you can have empathy. Okay. But that should not stop your drive. So, you know, you guys, I always look forward to this. I know we kind of do every other month sort of thing. I don't know how this is going to look in the new year, but
the same.
You know, I hope that you guys got something from today. I hope you guys have whatever you celebrate. You know, there's so many different things, whatever you celebrate. Merry Christmas. It covers all of it, right? It covers all of it. You know, wish you and your families a Merry Christmas, happy, healthy, safe. I'm very excited to announce that we're all going over to Brian Baker's house because he's going to be cooking all of us Christmas dinner. Very excited about that. I just saw him. You guys, Brian Baker kills me with his Facebook. I can't take it anymore. I literally can't take it. That's my guy. Love him.
I think he said 4 o'clock.
Did he say 4 o'clock? Okay, I wanted to make sure I got the time right. Well, looking forward to that.
But the VIPs, they can come 30 minutes early, 3:30.
Oh man. So
We'll post the address below.
Look, oh, you're welcome, Tracy. No problem. You guys, here's what I want you to know. You have a responsibility, most importantly, to yourselves and your families. And if you treat that part seriously, you're going to attract the right people. And we have this window of time, and tonight, New Year's, everything that tomorrow, Christmas. Look, you guys, I would put ACN after about, and this is what I would do. After about, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock tonight, for me, I'd be like, I'd shelve it. I really would. I'd shelve it for 36 hours. What does that mean? Enjoy tonight, enjoy tomorrow, whatever that means for you. But man, Saturday morning, shoot. You know what? We went, Mr. Thomas, I went way longer than I anticipated today. Way, way longer. I don't typically go this long. I know I'm usually done in like 40 minutes. So let me just say this. Let me say this. I'm going to tell you guys something that I told my team, my leaders on a call last night. I believe the best week of the year for ACN, the best week of the year, the day after Christmas till New Year's Eve at midnight. People go, dude, what are you talking about? People are traveling. People are presents, kids, this, they're taking time off. They're catching their breath. Nonsense. That's nonsense. It's the best week of the year. And I'm going to tell you why. You get to reevaluate the last year and you get to get ready for the new year. This is the time to talk to people about 2020 and 2021. It's the best time. The day after Christmas, what do people do? Freaking out about how they're going to figure out how they pay for all those presents they just bought. What is it? What about the new year? They don't want 2021 to be like 2020. They want it to be better. You're the person that can bring them an answer. Is it the answer? No. Is it a great answer? Absolutely. So I hope you take advantage of the time, not advantage of people and their emotions, advantage of the time. Be respectful of their families, be respectful of what they're going through, but you've got something great and you got a great window of time to share it. So Mr. Thomas, I'll turn it back over to you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you guys. I hope you all got something out of this. And don't forget about your 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. because that's where champions are made. And you guys can do this. So Mr. Thomas, I will turn it back over to you. You're muted.
You just spoke into what I'm going to talk about on January the 9th, the first leadership of the year. It's the DNA of an SVP's MDO. Man, that you just talked right into it. Hey, sir, there it is. Special to Dean Tarrolly. Can we show him some love? It's Christmas Eve. We have the great Dean Tarrolly, and what he was trying to tell you is get her done. There's nothing like getting her done. I want to highlight a couple things real quick. There's a song by Freddie Fender called you talked wasted days and wasted nights. Remember that old song? So in other words, Mr. Tarrolly said, why are you wasting a day and wasting a night? We have plenty of time for the year's over to capitalize on our business. And he also said, and I'm going to paraphrase, ACN is the best Christmas gift you give to anyone and yourself. Wow, I love that. Now, also, I'm going to highlight about 5 things that Dean Tarrolly said to me that blessed me. He says, don't expect a leader to slow his or her run to go on a walk with you. Oh my God, that was powerful. Leaders never show worry, doubt, fear, or what? Anger. They deal with it. Leaders are problem solvers. They have people they can talk to when they have a problem. They also take responsibility, not pointing the fingers. Leaders make decisions and they take charge. Now, I had a question. One of the things you said, I didn't get it. I was writing so much. You said half the reason why you are not where you want to be is.
So that, well, boy, I have to remember where I was, because I get in this train of thought.
Half the reason.
Oh, I think half the reason is just the decision. Half the reason they're not with ours, they didn't make the decision to do it. Right? They half the reason that they didn't do it is because they haven't learned it. They haven't learned the craft. Jabber just mentioned it.
Yeah.
You have to learn. And the craft is so simple. And by the way, I owe you guys, all of you guys an apology. The Italian in me came out, and you heard a couple of those swear words come out. But you know what? I get rolling, and I just don't have a filter sometimes. And
all I heard was spaghetti and meatballs. I didn't hear anything bad. It was really good.
I love that. And I'm sure that Mr. Clemens is going to have this recorded and edited. Right. Yeah. So you guys, I have to tell you something, right? So here's the thing. There is a craft to this, right? If you like sports, these guys are artists, man. There's a craft to it. People, I'm not really into sales. You guys, this is not sales, but you want to know what's so great about great salespeople, in my opinion? You know what's so great about them? All they're doing is fulfilling a need for someone. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. Whether it's the opportunity, whether it's the services, whether it's whatever. But yeah, it's the craft, man. And you know what? Being genuinely excited about the craft that you have here and the opportunity that we have is going to go a long way. So yeah, that was it, Mr. Thomas.
Sir, I thank you, because whatever I miss, I can always get hold of Julian Lewis, because he takes meticulous notes. And that's one thing I enjoy about him. He always takes notes. He's a real true leader to take notes. And
I'll tell you this, by the way,
I referred yesterday to one.
How about this? What he just said about Mr. Lewis, success leaves clues.
That's right.
Well, Julian Lewis is about this close to becoming a regional vice president. And what did Mr. Thomas say about Mr. Lewis? He takes copious notes. He takes notes like anybody. So here's a guy who's as experienced as anybody on the call, right? And Mr. Thomas said he's the one taking the notes. I know Natasha takes a lot of notes. You guys, I take notes, like building your book of knowledge. Anyway, we digress.
And hold on a second. And the last thing you said is what Greg Parmesan, I like that quote. It's time to be fishermen of men/women and quit attending to the aquarium. And it's so true. God, that was so powerful. I don't know if you guys took that down, but the reason why I like to go highlight what the leaders say is because a lot of times we miss it. It's like I missed that one, but it's so powerful. What did you guys get out of the call today? Because it's Christmas Eve, we love Mr. Dean Tarrolly. Can we, everybody, show him some love? Give him some Christmas holiday cheers, because we don't take his time for granted. I know I don't. I got every time he's been on a call, I got notes on every call he's done. Every call. You can ask me, but when I missed, I was out of town. But Dean Tarrolly, thank you so much. May you and your family be blessed with a great Christmas. May God continue blessing you with knowledge, finesse, a building organization, and just the things that you should have in your life and for your family. It's being such a great teacher to all of us in AC, and we want to appreciate you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next week going into the New Year's Eve call. So thank you so much. And by the way, everybody, we will see everybody Monday. I am actually giving those that work really hard, I'm giving a little break. So Monday we'll be back. We will not be back tonight. We'll not be back tomorrow. If you do be tomorrow, you'll be doing it. And we'll see everybody Monday. Some of you will be Saturday, but I'll see the rest of you Monday. Take care. God bless. Mr. Dean Tarrolly, thank you. Have a happy, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas.